This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, it's Andre Brisson again from Impulsive Thinker Podcast. Welcome to another short. This is along the lines of the last one. Still doubtful that this podcast will work, but I know it will. So we're going to continue on talking about it. And I think a lot of you will share the same common fears and struggles whenever we have a good idea. But I'll tell you one thing that really is helping me through all this is that I brought this idea to quite a few people. I had a lot of good feedback. In the past, what I would do is take the feedback and never bother these people again. Because why should I bother them with my ideas and my problems? This time I did it differently. I talk to them regularly and I check in with them regularly. Two of them are keeping me accountable. Now I got you to keep me accountable. So this has also helped since I got over the fear of hitting record, hitting this one again. But it's funny how people with ADHD come with a good idea and always talk ourselves out of it because the negative ruminations of our brain not stopping, our mind always thinking of good reasons not to go ahead with good ideas is debilitating and depressing. But this time I did it different by talking to my buddy John, a very good friend of mine, Nicole, and even my business coach, Dan Sullivan. They're keeping me going. They keep reminding me it's a good idea. I got lots to share with people. And I agree with them. But at the same time, every time I have an idle thought or an idle time sitting there by myself, I always seem to want to talk myself out of it and just shoot me down. Not good enough. I don't know enough. There's plenty of other people out there that know more than me. Then why would you sit there and listen to me? By the way, thanks for listening. It does mean a lot. It's a constant struggle as an ADHD entrepreneur, especially a high-achieving one. We want to achieve more and more. But imagine what we could achieve if we just stopped talking ourselves out of good ideas. A lot of the times that I had entrepreneurial success, I was usually pinned in a corner. But to do this here with Tactical Breakthroughs, coaching program I'm developing for high-achieving entrepreneurs who live with ADHD, and this podcast, is I'm not cornered. I'm not put in a corner. I'm not put in a position where I got to fight back and prove to someone that I know what I'm doing, or what you tell me I can't do, I can do. This is a big step for me. This is something I believe in. This is something I truly know it's beneficial and it's right. But at the same time, taking that first step to hit record on that last short, that was tough. I sat there for about 15, 20 minutes before I hit record. So, long story short here, is always bounce your ideas off of other people, especially people who are willing to spend money on it. Get their feedback. See if they will spend the money. But at the same time, you need to find people that are going to keep you accountable, and especially a cheerleader that is going to cheer you on. Even if you're in your downs, they know it's a good idea and they can push you and prod you, never let you back out. I'm lucky I got these people, but I'm also lucky that I decided to stick with it and bother them, quote unquote, and keep in constant contact with them, send them ideas or write-outs that I have, and they come back with good feedback and corrective, constructive criticism. And we're not pinned in a corner. It's a different ballgame, and we got to be more diligent and more. I believe in myself, but at the same time, every time I got a lot of belief in myself, I got a way to talk myself out of it. It's tough. It's very tough. Wake up every morning getting excited for an idea, and then by the end of the day, you've shot yourself down, not to bother, so what's the point? Or I'll delay it one more time. And this with this podcast is really interesting because one of my ADHD strengths is my hyper-focus. I can sit there and just hyper-focus on one thing for days. But this is a little different because I can't spend days hyper-focusing on talking to you. I'd have to keep it different, so I got to kind of plan a bit, come up with ideas, write them down, but also I got to stay accountable. So I'm hoping you guys can help me stay accountable by providing feedback on the website www.theimpulsethinker.com. If you got any questions that you want answered or you want to hear more, just let me know. Or if there's anything that can improve, please let me know. It'd be greatly appreciated. So a quick synopsis is, every time we have a good idea, when we're not backed into a corner, we have a hard time following through on those ideas and keeping ourselves positive to move forward, even though we believe it or not. The way I'm overcoming this is I talk frequently with 3 or 4 close people who are supportive of my idea, and I'll also, which is key here, providing you with constructive feedback on improving the idea, not talking you out of it, and to keep in constant contact with them. Any ideas that come by, shoot them an email, call them, have follow-up calls. I got a great cheerleader, Nicole, who's always keeping me, and she's keeping me thinking and challenging my thinking. I got my buddy John Workington there saying I got to find the time to do this because this is important for many people. If it wasn't for them, that's definitely would have been an idea that was just in the bottom of the trash can. So that's my short. Hopefully you'll come back and subscribe to the impulsivethinker.com. That's the website. They're an ADHD slip-up. Subscribe to the Impulsive Thinker podcast and anywhere you get your podcasts. And please share this with people you think might benefit from, even if they are not ADHD, that they can also learn from about people who do have ADHD. Talk to you later. Ciao.
Here is an ADHD afterthought. Again, once I completed this recording, I completely forgot to ask you something, because not only that you are to listen to me and for me to share my experiences, I also want you to think about what I'm talking about. I want to challenge your thinking, and I also want you to be actionable. Do stuff with what you hear from me. So in this case, who keeps you accountable? Who is your cheerleader? Do you have anyone? And if you don't, I challenge you to find people, to attempt to try and contact people and say, hey, do you mind me bouncing this idea off of you? You don't have to ask them to be long-term, just for that one time. And then you'll find, surprisingly, people are willing to look and review your stuff. And if you talk and ask them some more, and you can ask them to be your accountability partners. My accountability partners in the engineering is my engineering manager and a new partner. And then, like I discussed in my episode here, the people I do. So who keeps you accountable? And who are your cheerleaders? List them out. Thank them. And if you don't, I challenge you to go find at least one. And if you do, please share it with me at questions@theimpulsivethinker.com or in the comments below. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.